Rajesh Kumar Shaw.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. It, I don't know why it stopped working for a bit, but could you just give me 1 second? So sorry to disturb you, sir. If you would like to introduce yourself, or I would introduce you, so what would you prefer?
It's fine, I can start.
Okay, sir. Go ahead.
So basically, my name is Rajesh, and I hail from Kolkata. But for the people out here, a fragile ecosystem, but very impressive when it comes to the to the terrain, the wildlife, then the flora, which is the mangrove, which is very specific, and it also happens to have this biggest network of delta. So this very intriguing landscape of deltas, and with the Royal Bengal tiger inside it, uh, how better can it get? So here I am in Sundarban, enjoying every bit of it, and I have created this small place with the help of the local villagers and uh, some of my very core team members who are from Calcutta, like-minded people. So this place, this eco village, is something that we've been working on since 2012, and it hosts mainly people who are interested on an alternative kind of stay, along with some very simple things which is difficult to get nowadays. So we offer you thatched roof stay. We offer you very basic uh, stay, but at the same time, uh, there's a lot of things that we offer you to do, like going for the night safari, going for the birding, the mud walk in the mangrove, to know the flora and fauna of Sundarban. And as I can see the tiger stripes behind Advait, so I know he would understand how how is the how is this attraction of being in the same terrain where apex predator is residing as well. So yes, Advait.
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction, sir. I'd also like to introduce you just for a second, give to share what I feel about it. So, Rajesh, sir, Mr. Rajesh Shaw, he's living a dream that I think everybody has thought of at least once in their life, that is to live in a remote area, far away from the city, with a group of people who is very, very close with. Uh, and especially in a place like the Sundarbans, as you might have hinted, uh, running a company which promotes sustainable tourism, which is a very big change, which is welcome. And I know for sure that Rajesh sir's story is incredible, and the thoughts that he has to share are enlightening. So thank you so much for coming here, and thank you so much for joining in on this talk. This is just like a small series called Kalpavriksha, which means the tree of life. And what I've been noticing is that the connection that people have with nature is not what it used to be, or at least what I've read about, it's not that. And this is just like a small attempt to understand nature, understand our relationship with her, and how we can use her to attain happiness in our lives through the through interactions with people like Rajesh sir. So I'll just dig right in, sir. Uh, so I know for sure that you have a very strong affinity to the Sundarbans and to the Bengal tiger. So would there have you seen one? And I'm sure you have, but uh, could you describe the first time you saw one?
And the first time I saw the Royal Bengal tiger after say 1.5 years that I'd already come to Sundarban. So, it is rare to see, it is difficult to see, but at the same time, uh, what is the fun when you see the tiger just like that on, left, right, and center. So, yeah, to see the tiger in Sundarban, because you have to be absolutely at the right place at the right time. You are in this river where it's basically channels, and then your boat is going. The only way you do the safari is on boat, and the tiger might have just crossed, say, seconds before you arrived there, or would cross would cross the channel after you've passed, few seconds after you've passed. So when one says you have to be at the right place at the right time, Sundarban is the place when it comes to seeing the wildlife, and especially the tiger. But when I saw for the first time, it was really, really thrilling. Uh, Also, when you see something after a year and a half that you have been, persuading, you've been persuading all your stars to make that happen, and thinking about it, and then finally you see it. So yeah, yeah. I don't know what words would one put to that, but then it's something where when you see such an animal, but at the same time when you know that you are not in the when you are not in the same frame as you would be when a honey collector in Sundarban goes and witnesses a tiger,
It's
then you feel blessed.
yeah,
Wow, eh, this is something which is very special, but at the same time, uh, I don't have to lose my life for that, or I don't have to be a victim of this animal to see it, which actually a lot of people
people
sadly
like
have been put through and go through. Even now, every year, around 50 casualties of human lives are there in Sundarban due to the tiger attack when they go for honey collection, as you are aware of that, and when they go for honey collection and fishing, and the king crabs that one is so fond of abroad or outside Sundarban are actually caught by these victims. They fetch good money, and they also have big risk attached to it. Yes.
yeah, and they are very brave people. They know of the danger that they're putting themselves into. But there's no other option. And I'd say I haven't seen a Sundarban tiger yet. I know that they are slightly different from the ones you see on mainland, but the first time I saw a tiger, and it's the same feeling I got when I saw a lion, when I saw a leopard, when I saw any wildlife that um, touched my heart. Like I saw a monitor lizard in the Sundarbans. It was the same feeling, and I felt that
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just
Amazing, no?
yeah, and I felt that I was just a small drop in an ocean in the universe. Just one single soul, and
Yeah.
people think that feeling like that, feeling so inconsequential, so small, it's not a good feeling. It's demotivating. But I felt in that moment that I was a part of something that's much bigger than myself. Like there's a mission. Like I'm just one part of life, and I'm helping, and my goal should be to help other parts of life. So that felt beautiful. And yeah, when you were talking about the wildlife of the Sundarbans, it just took me back there and seeing the fishermen boats and whatnot. Uh, and yeah, I was discussing reptiles with a friend, lizards with a friend a few days ago, and I just happened to mention this encounter I had. It's not really a very close encounter, but it's stuck with me because uh, do you know the
Mm-hmm.
Dobanki camps?
Dobanki, yes. Dobanki
Yeah.
camp, yeah.
Sorry, no, it was the Sachnik Ali camp, the big one.
Sajnik
Uh,
Ali. Uh-huh.
yes. So for those who don't know, in the Sundarban forest, the protected area, there are these different wildlife camps where the teams of the forest rangers live and they conduct their operations from there. So I happened to visit the
Right.
Sachnikali camp, which is the base or the headquarters. And what I noticed while walking through a little path over there, there are these turtle enclosures for endangered turtles. And I saw that
Mhm.
there was a small pond which was outside the enclosure, and there was a monitor lizard over there. And it was huge. It was bigger than anything I've ever seen. It was around
Mm.
10
Mm. Mm.
feet. And it
It's
was,
very intimidating.
yeah,
No, sorry. Yeah, it's very
because
intimidating with the tongue flipping out, and that thing is for me that's very intimidating.
I've always been fascinated by it, and it's
Yeah,
always
go on. Sorry, that.
no, no, it's fine. It's that cold gaze, but you know that this animal is also incredibly smart. The way we think about reptiles, crocodiles, snakes, it's not true in a very good sense. And I could see the literal power and the fact that there was something. मुंबई में जब चिपकली देखते हो, it's this big in a house. But then you come out and you see something that's 10,
Uh-huh.
15 feet long, and at least I don't know how heavy it can bite your fingers off. Uh, and that was just amazing to me. It was thrilling. And then I saw one more coming towards me, and they were at a distance of around 20 feet or something. I was unable to go and take photos of that. I really wish to, but uh, yeah, that's just been a very good memory. And it's also important because my mother, who had accompanied me on this trip, she she's not always been a big fan of reptiles and lizards and all the way mothers are.
Yeah,
But then when she was
yeah,
seeing
but
these,
normal. Yeah,
yeah,
most of us are not very comfy with the reptilian world. Yeah.
sort of conditioning that we receive when we're young. But when my mother saw these monitors, I think her perspective also changed slightly, and I can see that right now. So it was really great. And I'm sorry for taking
Mm.
up so much time.
No, no, no. Thank you for sharing this. I have not seen a monitor lizard like that, the way you have seen it in Sajnikali. But yeah, I have seen it elsewhere, right there on the road. But that was not in Sundarban. In Bengal, yeah, you see it on the road sometimes. But yeah, this could be very. I could see in your eyes this thing. You went back to that time when you saw it, and the feelings you might have had at that time. But yes, Advait, you're too young to have all these kind of very out of the body talks that you do, that we are here to help. And but it's so heartening, no? So heartening to see if
Thank
all youngsters like you would start thinking this way. I think this world would be a better place, and a uh, lot of harmony would be there. But
you.
yeah, I congratulate your parents for bringing you out like this, bringing you up like this. Hmm.
Yeah. It's what I've been exposed to since a young
Yes,
age.
go on.
And
Yes.
I just wanted to ask you, if the Sundarbans was one person, how would you describe that person?
If Sundarban was one person,
Yes.
oh, wow, beautiful, beautiful. Wow, you gave me uh, so much of thought to process. But at the same time, the only word that could come out of it is beautiful. If it was a person, and even if it is not a person, and whatever entity it is, in whatever form, it is beautiful. Why is it so beautiful? Because of its rawness, because of the dangers attached to it, because of this very specific way of being. And wow, this question, if it was a person, if it was one person, think about a person who is very specific, who has who seems very intimidating, but yet it has its reason to be intimidating. It is very specific, and it has spirits inside it, like the tiger. The Sundarban has tiger, the spirit of tiger inside, and yet keeping the calm, and without boasting about saving the planet in its own way, it is saving the planet by holding on to the earth, Mother Earth, and not letting it erode altogether. So yeah, yeah, it would be a very beautiful person, Sundarban.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the first and foremost reason for me why it would be very beautiful was just because it's just another form of Mother Nature, you know. It's just another artwork, like a miracle, just the way we are.
Oh yeah,
And
oh yeah.
some qualities would be, you said, extremely raw, and yet wanting to care for you through a distance. Makes you feel empowered and trust yourself and your gut, and just has that thing that pulls you in for all the right reasons and changes you as a person to become a better version of yourself. I think that's what Sundarbans as one person would be for me. And I think it also aligns with your view and your vision. Uh, and I wanted to ask you, because one very important aspect of this place is the people, right? And
Hmm.
what about the people would you like to share with the outside world? Or
The cultural side of it, eh? The cultural side of it. So yeah, this place does not have any big history, like long history. I mean, it does not have any long history, recent history. I mean, so the recent history is about around 120, 110 years old, 1917, 19 something.
yeah, sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
fairly new, say approximately 100 years old history. But at the same time, when I came for the first time and I met these people, it felt as if they could only belong here and they could not belong anywhere else. And that also kind of entitles them, self entitlement that they have given to themselves, is that they are the only ones who belong here. So it's like for the people out here, they're like, so as I said, for me, when I saw them, my first impressions were that, oh, they, they can only belong here.
Yeah,
And at the same time, as I said, that later on, during the course of time, during my stay, all these years, I feel that they feel they've given this self entitlement that they are the one, they are the only one who belong here. So for me, I come from outside, and I'll always be an outsider. This is for sure. No matter what I do, no matter how much I love this place, no matter what. But maybe later on the next generation from my side who is here would be accepted as a person, but still that they would say, oh, his father had come from outside and all of that. But this is very specific of India as well. We always have this thing of either being to a place or not being from a place.
right.
But coming back, sorry, I kind of just strayed from there.
Thanks.
That also is a sort of a very beautiful detour that what are these people? These people are they? Who are these people? These people are their ancestors, say three generations before, they had come either from Bangladesh or from different parts of Bengal. Very poor people, very poor people, like below poverty level, much below poverty level. Those who did not have anything and were ready to go and take the risk of being killed by tiger or snakes or crocodiles, and uh, eventually landed up here to call this home. So what kind of people were there? There was some back in the days, the English people, the English empire would take all the tribal people and make them do different kind of things like the railway track and tunnels and all of that. Likewise, they brought this Munda tribes from Rachi, and they got them here to clear the jungle. But also, this very interesting story which Mr. Amitabh Ghosh has put in The Hungry Tide is that, yes, is that very beautiful book, by the way. So that this very romantic thing that David Hamilton, he invited landless people and they came and they cleared the land. They made this man-made ponds and all of that. And of course, they stayed back here and they got piece of land which they could call their own. And And no wonder they are specific. No wonder they are. So there is this very, you could say, love-hate relationship that they have with Sundarban. I mean, Sundarban as a region, as a place, and people.
Yeah.
So they are people. They are who are they? They are very hand-to-mouth people coming from there. Now they have done some work. So most of them are daily laborers or fishermen or farmers. So very hand-to-mouth people. So what they would want all the they would want all the facility that one has in the city or small town coming to them. Fair enough. We all want. Eh, Now, what are they ready to bargain in that? That is the question. A very specific kind of life they would have to bargain. So what I have seen lately is that there are people a bit of who are a bit affluent. They buy a piece of land which is say 50 kilometers from this mainland, from this Sundarban towards Kolkata, and they've kept it. And I've asked few of them, why have you done that? And it is there. So they are also aware in their own way that Sundarban is in the danger zone. It means that it is on the verge of being underwater and all of that. That the scientists say, I don't know, don't even want to say this. This is so heartbreaking for me, but
Yeah.
that is how it stands. So they have kept this piece of land, say in a place called Champahati or Sonarpur or these kind of places, which are not in Kolkata but halfway from Kolkata from here, and still they do not stay there. They stay in Sundarban. They stay here with all the hardship. So what I understood is that they love this place. They totally love this place. They do not want to go from here, but they want to have a a place which would be there if something happens to Sundarban.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know how well I could explain to you, but what I meant to say was, I might have gone all over the place in explaining this, but what I meant to say is that these people love Sundarban. And if you love a place as specific as Sundarban,
Yeah.
then you must be specific. Then you must be special.
That's a lovely way to
Yes.
put it. Yeah, and I do agree because to be, willing to come here and their forefathers who risked so much, poisonous snakes, shifty soil, tigers that eat people, and you can't
Mm.
even attempt to run away because you're stuck. You're
No fresh water.
yeah,
No
salt
fresh water.
exactly salty water. It's like
Mm.
you want to start a family over there, you run away, but they run
Except
towards
that you don't. You cannot.
exactly. You try to. These people run towards it, so that's what makes them special. And I don't know. I'm just a bit curious. I also noticed on the drive to Canning, on to the
Mhm.
Sundarbans. So I was living on the Gosaba Island, which is a main population center. Over there, I noticed that on the way to the Sundarbans around the Delta region, there were a lot of brick kilns, and the vegetation and the surroundings were pretty degraded, I'd say. So I also noticed this in the south. I went to the Anomalized recently. It's a place called Valparai, and on the way there are these huge coconut or oil palm plantations. That's all you can see, and the impact that it must have had must be incredibly large on the wildlife, on the soil, on the different forms of climate over there. And this is also seen in Indonesia. Have you heard of Sumatra by any chance?
Mhm.
Yes, so it's like that in Sumatra also. It's a major reason why the Sumatran rhinoceros and the Sumatran tiger and other key species over there, they are hanging on by a little thread. It's because of the oil palm plantations.
Mm.
And I just couldn't help but notice that these are places like the Sundarbans, Valparai, Sumatran forest, etc. These are places that are havens for wildlife, where life just flows.
Mm,
But around it, we are cutting everything. It's like it's like there's a river flowing, but you're building a dam. It's that sort of a thing,
mm,
right? And yeah,
mm.
that was just an observation. I was also curious about how the night safari works because uh, how do you see
So
something?
the idea is not to see anything. The idea is just to be there. Your eyes gets used to it, and then suddenly you see things. So without the torches, without your mobile phones, without so the best of the night safaris that you could have is when nobody is talking.
Yeah, you
You
just
are by yourself, and you are on this small country boat, and you are enveloped by if the conditions are right, then you have this all these celestial bodies above. You have the phytoplanktons glowing in the river, and you
violent.
have the fireflies on the side. So you're like cocooned in this very magical, mystical, very glittery sort of
Yeah,
a surrounding. You're like enveloped in that. And a lot of people who have done this have said that Rajesh, this was something very unique. We hadn't thought about it like this. We hadn't thought nature would be like this. And yeah, and this got so basically when I used to come in right in the beginning to be in Sundarban, the evenings were so I would in the evenings I had nothing to do, and then I would still dare to go in the jungle, like to go in the forest or in the river. And then I would ask my local friends that can we go, and they would be like, "What would you see?" And I said, "No, let's go. Let's go. To be the thrill of being in the forest at night is amazing." Now, of course, it's the social forest. I'll just let me be clear: it's not the forest which is infested with tigers and all. Yeah, there would be crocodile for sure because it's the same channel river, but there are no big animals, not at least not the tiger, because it's social forest. What is a social forest? Social forest is something where during erosion, if a land goes in the river and then again it comes after, say, donkey years, say 10, 20, 30 years, again the land comes out of the river. The government takes it under its belt and plants mangrove there. And there is one patch out here, very big patch right in front of the eco village, such a land, and it is full of mangrove, and that is a social forest. So that is where we go for the night safari, basically to see nothing, and then you come back seeing a lot.
yeah. Sounds like another planet, I'd say. And
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
I think it would also be incredible if it's just pitch dark and see your hands
Oh
in front
yeah,
of
I
you.
prefer the no moon nights. Yes,
It's just beautiful to go out in that. And
yes,
yeah,
for sure.
there is I think a huge, there's a huge project for afforestation in Sundarbans. Big nurseries and thousands of trees and
Oh yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Yes, sir. I just wanted to ask you any memorable stories living in the Sundarbans or exploring to the forests and anything
Whole
that
lot of
stuck.
stories. A lot of Well, if you ask me very dramatic stories, tiger coming in front of me or all of that, no, none. But then for me, it's very for me every day is capable of giving something very special, which you which if you want to see is very dramatic. If you do not want to see, then it is not. Like recently we went recently there's this erosion which happened right in front of our eyes, and for me it was very heartbreaking, but at the same time, when I think of it as something which brings out a chance that something will be created out of it, is already a very heartening thing. I would like to show you. Can I flip the camera and show you this place?
Yeah.
uh, this Yeah, this place, you'll see a bit of mangrove jungle out here, which I planted back in uh, 2017. I don't know how do I do with this thing, how
Uh,
to flip
yeah.
this camera, but maybe
Yeah.
yes, maybe.
Uh, a bit of a problem. It's fine. Could you just
Yes.
yeah,
So if you see this patch,
yeah, yes.
the
Oh,
river is there. The social
could you
forest
bring
that I was talking about is on the other side.
yes.
But this patch that I'm focusing now, if you see, there's this jetty we have where we have a guest coming. This was planted by me and with the help of the local villagers. And this was 3 times the size. Right in front, I'm putting my finger so that you have an idea.
Yes.
Beyond this first line of tree, there were 3 more lines of tree. It was a nice wooded area, but it went into erosion. Big heartbreak for me. Big heartbreak. This jetty used to be thrice as long as you see now. This jetty, particular jetty you see here, it was thrice as long.
Okay.
But it's gone in the river, and it's very heartbreaking. There you see eco villages land was still there right here, right, say this place
Yes.
is now, you see it's eroded here, it's eroded, but it was somewhere, the eco village land was somewhere here.
Oh, oh,
Yes, but it has all gone in the river. But at the same time, I feel that this is a part of it. This
right.
is a part of it. And if one cannot live by such a thing, then one should not come to such a place. For these are dramatic landscape changes for me. But at the same time, I'm a witness, and I'm a witness to something, to a time in history where these
Hello, sir. Right, sir. Hello. Uh, sir, I think you're on mute. Uh, so you'd have to unmute to on the call. So it's still showing muted.
Okay. Can
Yes.
you see me now? Can you hear
Yes.
me? Sorry.
I can hear you.
Sorry
No,
for that. I'm bad with technology.
it's fine, sir.
And also the internet.
I'm
The
also
internet, the Wi-Fi went off. I told you we have issues with the internet.
right.
So yes, this is the place I showed you. Did you see the eco village?
No, I have seen it online. I've seen some photos. And don't
Okay.
show it to me yet. I want to see it when I'm there. Please.
Sure.
Uh, right. And just just one last story, if you don't mind, sir. What brought you to the Sundarbans, and more importantly, what kept you over here?
Oh, what brought me here was the boredom in the city, the the mundane life of city, the the nothingness of the city brought me here, and the nothingness of this place kept me here.
That's that's something I think I would say, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That really answered a lot of questions in my mind.
Yes,
Uh,
and it's true. These words came out of my mouth just like that, but I mean every ounce of it, every word of it, everything of it, with all my heart and soul. This place is special, at least for me. Yes, and for you, I know.
yes, sir. I just spent a week there, but it was very different from what I've seen, from what I've experienced. Even when it comes to,
Come next time, and we'll
yeah,
have we'll
yeah,
have some good conversation while being here.
sure, sir. Yeah, and I think I don't know. I'd just like to share something, which was I was on a full day safari because it's the Sundarbans, and I just wanted to explore the forest, see what is there, understand what's going on, and it was I think around afternoon to early evening. You know, at that time where everything becomes quiet and you just for a second get a bit tired because of heat. Because I came in March and I was on the bow of the boat. We were on a sort of a bigger boat. I was on the bow and I saw this black-headed kingfisher, and we followed it for around. As in, our boat was moving and it found a fish, so it flew away. And the whole time I had my camera with me. I was trying to take photos of, make sort of Sundarban co- collection sort of thing. And it caught a fish and it landed on a branch. And it wasn't in view until I had two photos to take. And after 3 seconds, the photo was gone. I got a chance to take it, and it just describes the Sundarbans form. And that taught me something special about photography also, which is another passion of mine. And that is that, when you find a connection, just let it happen. You get one chance, try to make it happen.
Mhm.
Don't push it too much. And if
Mm.
it happens, it'll happen. And I know for sure that if I were to go and show a professional photographer, ask them for their opinion, it would get instantly rejected by, in their opinion, nothing against them. I just know that. And but I it's still close to my heart because